There's none who understand. The natural, depraved nature of man means we don't want to become the children of God. We like being the children of the devil because we like him, because we want to do what he does. He was a liar and a murderer from the beginning, and his children do the same. So John is saying becoming a child of God is not out of bloodlines, neither is it something that comes out of your depraved nature. And this is why Pelagianism and semi-Pelagianism and all of this Arminianism and free willism and all this other business is wrong. If God does not take the initiative, let's take Lydia. And the Lord opened Lydia's heart, and she gave heed. If God does not take the initiative and open the eyes, unplug the ears, and open the heart, you will not believe, because left to the depravity of your own heart, you don't want God. I wasn't looking for God. Back in 1962, as a member of the Honor Society, in 10th grade, I was chosen by Yale University, one of your competitors, to be part of a special thing for 10th graders to take university courses in non-Euclidean geometry. So I was studying Einstein and the theory of relativity back there in those ages. I wasn't looking for God. I didn't need God. I was going to be an orthodontist and roll in the money. God was not in my purview, was not even in the calculation of life. God was rude enough to interrupt my life and open my eyes to make me see that I was a sinner and I couldn't save myself. Not of bloodlines, nor of the will of the flesh, oide ek thematas andros, nor as a result of the will of singular a man. So this is what gets me so upset when people misquote Ephesians 2, 8 and 9. For by faith we were saved. Does it say by faith? What does it say? Grace!
But that means God did it.
Yeah.
But it's man.
No, it isn't. Salvation is of the Lord. Well, who said that? Jonah sitting in the belly of the well with seaweed wrapped around his head, finally admitting salvation is of the Lord, and if he said, go preach to the Ninevites, I'm going. Up till then, he wanted to say salvation is of man. We make the decisions. Not of the will of a man. Your will is in bondage to sin because you're want-tos. What does Genesis 6 say? Every thought and every intent of the heart was evil, and that continually. And thus the flood came. The flood is the proof of the doctrine of total depravity. God said, I think I'm going to wipe them all out. Well, I'll keep 8 of them around. And some of them weren't too good, if you remember what crept in the ark and what crept out. So some of them weren't redeemed because the bloodlines don't mean redemption. No, don't trace back your salvation. Aren't you lucky, God? I chose you, and you see, you're not the Alpha and the Omega of your salvation. God, in His mercy and His grace, saved you, because this is, notice what it says, not of bloods, nor the will of the fallen nature, nor the will of a man, but becoming a child of God. What does it say? Allah, Allah, ek theou. And then comes the Greek word for birth, but who were born from God. Greek says an act of God. Has Satan blinded the minds of them which believe not? Yes. As the God of this world